showing out, acting up, honey, acting a fool. So I guess I don't know all the mods that Heartbreaker had, but I know Leola Mariah was one. For the Haters was one. Somebody by the name of Hose Mad, but I think her and Hose Mad might have made up because I saw Hose Mad in her live the other day. And I'm good, Nicole. And somebody else. What's up, Candy? So yeah, so I guess for the Haters and Kel's Hellkit and Scoop. Thank you. But she didn't fall out with Scoop. Okay, it's not Scoop de Doop. Okay, not Scoop de Doop. Not too much on Scoop de Doop. Okay, we love Scoop. Okay, but she didn't fall out with Scoop. She fell out with the biggest one that I think everybody's talking about, like, you know, that doing that drop queen whisper, is for the Haters. Foreign Spice, thank you, official Madam Hill, thank you. So Foreign Spice is one of the ones that she fell out with. You said that therapist and Rose was into it again last night over Trip and Towelgate 2024. Yeah, I seen and have access to that full live stream. I didn't watch it, but I do have access to it. Honey Chow, it's a mess. It's a mess, honey, now. It's a mess. Hold on, let me get my other phone. I'm out here in Miami. Oh. I don't want nobody to call me. Okay, I'll stop. Okay. Okay. Let me stop. Y'all know I'm goofy. I have to be goofy because that's just like it's just my nature to be awkward. You know what I mean? A lot of people tell me this. I hear it all the time. They say I remind them of Issa Rae, like the way I act, not the way I look, because me and Issa Rae don't look alike. But they always say, you remind me a lot of Issa Rae. So I know, because I'm funny, you know what I mean? Okay, so, hold on one second. Ooh. I'm not going to show y'all, because she probably watching, but thanks, Pickleball. Y'all, please don't ruin pickleball for me. I missed pickleball Monday, because I was sick. I want to show y'all what I got Diamond for her birthday, but y'all know. She probably watching from the hallways. So I ain't gonna show y'all. She's steady. She always be watching from the hallways. Okay, hold on. She just sent it to me. I'm trying to get the what's it called? The therapist and Rose live. I just seen that shit. I'm out here in Miami. Look at what a hoochie daddy. It's a little lot going on. Okay, I got it. You made statements about I got it. And me supposedly being okay. Y'all want to listen to it or no? Cause I can leave this bitch right now. You want to listen to it or not? Okay. Cause I can step. I can step. Oh, it's yes. All right. Let's go. Let's. I haven't heard it. I got it, but I ain't heard it. Since we here, I gotta do laundry, y'all. So I just want you to know we only gonna be here for a couple hours. I do have to do laundry. I don't have quarters. I would have did laundry at home because I got laundromat back here behind my house, but I didn't get quarters, so I have to go to the laundromat. So I can't stay out all night. I only got 3 loads, and if I had quarters, I should have got quarters. That was me being motherfucking lazy. So we're only gonna be here a couple hours, okay? So tap the screen. What's up, Anointed Peanut? What's up, Brenna? You said who said all hands on deck? You said all this handling business and leaving us is unacceptable. I'm not gonna leave y'all no more. Got you. Okay. Tap the screen. Share the live. Don't share the live to people who can't celebrate Juneteenth. Okay, y'all learned that yesterday. You hear me? Don't share the live with niggas who can't celebrate Juneteenth. If it's some cool Hispanics and some cool white people, share the live to them. Because, you know, they be down with the brown. But don't share the live with niggas who don't celebrate Juneteenth. Okay? Okay? Help me hit my live goal. Because I'm here for a good time, not a long time. Okay?
I said some heinous things about each other. It was not one-sided. You made statements about me being manipulative and me supposedly being a narcissist and you having evidence about X, Y, and Z dating back from supposedly December. You made those statements, but no one recorded your life.
So this live stream is that therapist and Rosé. And they just start talking. So I don't really know what the premise of it is. Maybe to settle the score. I'm not entirely sure. But this is Rosé and that therapist. Come on, mailman. Joe loud ass. Oh, I knew that's not my mailman because he too skinny. My mailman fat as hell.
Because around that time, therapist, nobody was fucking with you. Even the people who you sit around right now were not your friends in March. They didn't sit around you in March. Those are the same people who had a lot of disgusting things to say about you, like I did in March. And that's the reality. However, I was vocal about the fact that I made a mistake about who you was as a person. I made that vocal in my live. I said it out of my mouth. I said it out of my mouth that I should have gotten to know you more. I said that. And the people, okay, how about this? The people who are actually in the garden, y'all, did I or did I not say that we got to be patient with therapists because we have to get to know her for who she is and not who she sit around? They saying, yes, I have said it. I have said it multiple times. Hold on, please. And I've also said, because I need to make sure that I'm lining it up so you can hear the full thing. I said that to them, and I also said to them, I shouldn't have been dogging her ass out the way I was, but I was mad. I shouldn't have did that. But I think therapist is cool. Did I or did I not say that, y'all?
I heard her say that.
Did I or did I not say that?
I'll tell you right now, I heard Rosé say those things about that therapist. That's when people were like, why is she like being cool with that therapist? And I think that's when Rosé started to wanting to build a friendship with her. Because, you know, when you like from the outside looking in, you're like, you know what, this person not actually that bad. I might actually want to get to know them. And I remember very distinctly listening to Rosé's live one day while I was doing dishes. That's a lie. I don't do dishes. I was doing something else. And I remember her saying that. So that sounds very familiar. And that's just my account. You guys don't have to account for it. I'm vouching for what I heard.
Hold on. This is before me and you got the beefing. Before this whole Towelgate shit. I said these statements before the Towelgate shit. After that thing that happened with Friends with Attitude, I made that statement around that time. After that Friends with Attitude's interview, I said these things publicly. And I also said them to you in private. But because you didn't hear me say it in public out of your own, like, you didn't hear me say it, you think that I never said those things. And so you went around telling people that I was just out here just playing in your face when I had already made actions and statements saying that I made a mistake and I had to get to know you more. And my people was like, I don't know. And respectfully, yes. And you know, a lot of people in the garden do not trust you. They don't. And I said, you know what? I'm going to give her a chance because I fuck with her. She cool. I like her. I want to get to know her. And I didn't listen to what my comments had to say. I didn't listen to what my supporters were saying to me. And had I listened to what my supporters had said, I probably wouldn't have been in a predicament with the damn Towelgate. Had I listened to what my comments had said, I probably wouldn't be in certain situations. But because I fucked with you, I didn't care about what other people had to say. I chose to get to know you for you. Because people cannot dictate and run what I have going on in my life. And I thought that you were an asset to me. Because I enjoyed conversation.
It's an interesting way of phrasing that. I thought you were an asset to me. I don't know. I just thought I've been right here, y'all. I was just sick this week, but I feel a lot better. But that's an interesting way to phrase that. I thought you were an asset to me. I would never see building a friendship with a person as an asset. I would see building a friendship with a person as something that I'm partaking in, something that's lifelong. But let's keep listening.
With you are in the same field that I am pursuing. You bring a whole different level and a different dynamic to not only me, but also to my platform. But it's the fact that you went on a smear campaign because you were upset.
We're listening to Rose. I was going to say Dr. Rose. Maybe I'm manifesting something in her life. We're listening to Rose and that therapist. They had a live stream yesterday. So we're just listening to, I guess, the final episode of Towelgate.
Set.
When?
Icon Peach, please.
You
never call you ugly.
Peach, one of your videos popped up on my FYP the other day. And I was hollering. It was those videos you be making about Beyonce. You like Beyonce girl, and I was just fucking hollering. I was in bed, rubbing my feet together. I said, Peach is so motherfucking funny. And if Beyonce don't use any of his samples for her next tour, she a fool. She a plumb fool. Cause I know a couple of. Let me shut up. Let me shut up because I've met these people in person. Let me shut up.
You never heard her. Do you realize that never heard her speak on you like that? Never heard her say there are great things about you.
You know what's crazy though? You know what's crazy? People act differently and people respond to things differently. For me, I'd rather say light shit than to completely tarnish a person's character. Therapist, the statements that you made about me would completely tarnish someone's character.
No.
Hold on, because it's an echo. There's an echo. And so we cannot talk at the same. This is a conversation where we literally cannot talk at the same time. We cannot. You have made statements that will completely tarnish a reputation. Me, in March, calling you ugly and saying that you a trick and saying that I wouldn't fuck with you at the time that I wasn't looking at you, didn't give a fuck about you, didn't care about you because you went live on me and dogged me the fuck out, saying that I was manipulative to my supporters, that these parasocial relationships that I'm beginning to have with my supporters will not last, and I don't know how to build a community. These are statements that you made about me. You did say those things, therapist. You did. You made those statements about me. And so when you made those statements about me and saying that I am also a bully, that paints a narrative about who I am as an individual. And so once you categorize me as a bully, manipulative, and a narcissist, and you, being a therapist, are making those claims about me, saying that I have these traits.
Now let me correct that because I see where this is going. I see exactly where this is going. So Rose is saying that therapist basically put a jacket on her, right? She said that you said I'm manipulative, a narcissist, a bully, and that you being a therapist it's like really bad, right? It's like a chef saying that like your food sucks, right? It's because it's coming from a chef. That's a little bit different because you, Rose, engaged in a familial, like family-like relationship with that therapist. So that therapist knowing knowing just the postgraduate degrees that she has, I'm just gonna just give her the benefit of the doubt and say she knows how to split the two, from using her professional studies to building friendships. So she knows how to separate the two of those things. Her engaging in a friendship with you is her experience with you. If she said, I experienced you and I felt as though you were a bully, that is her experience. If she said, I experienced you and I felt as though you were manipulative, that is her experience with you. That is not her as your doctor and you're her patient saying, oh, well, as your professional, your professional team member, I think that you exhibit signs of manipulation and bullying style behavior and narcissism. She didn't say that. She said, as my experience with you over the course of time, these are the traits of you I felt as your friend. So the way that Rose is attempting to blur those lines, that's why we're here, right? So we could separate them, because those two things are separate. Like, it's not like that therapist is diagnosing you vis-a-vis the internet. She never met you. She never engaged with you. She never saw you in person. She never spoke to you privately or publicly. She's just a person on the internet who says, I saw this girl on the internet and here's what I think. She didn't do that. She experienced you, right? Because she was trying to build a lifelong friendship with you. So I think her anecdotes of how she, even if that therapist comes on and says, I never said those things about you, let's just take that out the equation. If that therapist said, here's my experience with Rose, it was, bubblegums and roses and this, that, and the third, it's her experience with you. So because she had negative traits about you, you can't antiquate that to her professional licensing. Because if that therapist said, oh, Rose is a bucket of gumdrops and baby kisses, you wouldn't have said, oh, you're only saying that because you're a therapist. You wouldn't have taken the positive notes and tried to attach them to her license. So why are you only taking the negative notes and attaching them to her license? I don't know. That's just a thought. Just a thought.
Traits. You were heavy on traits because you said you didn't want to diagnose me. You said I have traits. I have similarities.
So if she says she didn't want to diagnose you, then that means that she was indeed, like we stated, keeping her analysis of Rose separate from her licensure. She was antiquating her experience with Rose based off of tangible things you can touch, tangible experiences with Rose. She experienced you. She ate dinner with you. She hung out with you. She spoke with you. She was on a proxy road trip with you, right? Not quite road trip. So those are things she experienced. She could touch those things. So she's like, because I can touch these things, I think this might be a liquid, right? She didn't say, well, based off of my degree in chemistry, that might be a liquid. She didn't say that. She said, I experienced you. Here's what I experienced.
To these characteristics, now we're teetering on you defaming my character, borderline defaming my character. And so once I hit you with the same words that you used on me, at that point, you did not like what I said out of my mouth when all I did was hit you with the same shit that you said about me. And no, I never called you a fake therapist. No. Don't do that.
Oh, there's what's up, Kiana? Yeah, we got videos of Rose, and we got all of it. We got it all, y'all. I've been laying up in bed taking meds, screen recording, listening. I've just been listening. Y'all know me. I listen before I speak. I mean, I've said dumb stuff on the internet before, but when I was laying up in bed drinking ginger tea, I was just listening. I was listening to everything, I was just listening.
But I will let you go. I'm a mute.
All right. So, as far as that goes,
we just started.
Did I call you manipulative? Yes, but that's after your last Discord message to me calling me a manipulative narcissist. And then immediately blocking me. I'm like, how am I a manipulative narcissist just because I didn't see the lives where Trina was mistreating you on the lives, because I wasn't aware of that live. And then you saw what I put in Nosy's comments as far as me saying Rose has hurt people too, because you had hurt me. That was before anything came out. That was just me saying that after our Discord. Did I go live and give the timeline of how Creator 1, Creator 2, Creator 3, did I go live and talk about the timeline? Yes. But have I ever defamed your character? No. Right? Have I ever said
Oh, I question that too. Why is that therapist always out of breath? She just she's like really, but I've seen pictures of her head to toe. She looks really petite. So like I always be like, girl, where are you running to? She always sounds like she's running in or out of a supermarket. Like I can't explain it, but she always sounds like she's running in and out of a supermarket.
Rose is manipulative
Vaping.
narcissist? No. But you have said that about me in 4K. You have said therapist is a manipulative narcissist. Therapist is ugly. Therapist
Anxious?
is a
Okay.
cash cow. Therapist is this.
Okay, I didn't know she had anxiety. That makes sense. Okay, because when I used to have really bad panic attacks, I used to breathe like that. But I was also really fat. I was like in the 300s.
That in the third. You
Hey,
connected
Leticia.
my name to everything that you said negative about me, but then struggle to say positive things about me. And I've never struggled to say anything positive about you.
Okay, so I have a question for those in the comments. Have y'all heard me struggle to say positive things about therapists? Because for some reason, you're just never in the spaces when I'm speaking highly of you. And I don't understand because I say it publicly often.
I've never heard her.
Now, in Rose's defense, I've heard her say positive things about that therapist at the beginning, budding stages of their friendship, before she did her makeup the first time. So because you all know I be listening to everything, and I remember stuff, the good stuff. So I remember that. I remember her speaking highly of her, and people were like semi-critiquing, or her comments were like semi-critiquing her, like, girl, you know that therapist. But Rose was like very like true to defending her because she sounded like she wanted to build a friendship with her. So that's from my ears. That's my ears to God. You know what I mean? So I've heard her say that. And I remember it was a very budding beginning stages of their friendship.
You never hearing it means that it doesn't mean that it never
Finesse?
happened.
Do you think it was finesse, Kiana? That's possible.
Y'all, from March till now, after March, have y'all heard me negatively speak on therapists?
What's up,
Because
real rap?
these people don't have no reason to lie on me. Have y'all heard me speak negatively on therapists? After March, have y'all heard me speak negatively on therapists?
No, I have that.
So here's the thing, right?
Thank you,
Because
Aphrodite.
these are statements that you have not only said.
This is between Rose and that therapist. Two content creators here on TikTok. I guess mid-sized creators. I would peg them as mid-sized creators. They had a friendship, kind of tumultuous one. And the reason why they fell out, gosh, my hands look really good. The reason why they fell out is because of a road trip that took place a few weeks ago, going to, I don't know where they was going to. I just say Miami because it's easier. That's the only place in Florida I know. And they were going to a road trip, and the road trip broke up because Rose says she felt like that therapist was kind of like slighting her in front of that therapist's friends. And then Rose asked to be sent home, to go home because they were in one car. And that's kind of the breakup of the friendship. And so I guess they're trying to like argue it out on live. So this is what we're listening to
Me in this live, but I am sure that you have made these same statements in your broadcast.
Really so ugly.
I know, and I'm well aware that anything that you're saying to me right now, you have said in your own broadcast in front of other people in other spaces. And so those people who go and sit in your rooms, them people don't fuck with me. So they gonna go with whatever narrative that you're saying because you do not know. So your assumptions is
What narrative?
your assumption. This cannot be a conversation of we talking over each other because there's an echo. You're leading with your assumptions. I have never had a problem speaking highly of you. And even when we was beefing, I made sure to let the entire group of people, whoever came in my room, understand that you were never a cash cow for me and you were never a trick for me. I made that clear. I had no problem speaking to that. I also spoke to the fact that you were an intelligent woman, that you were kind, that you were sensitive to people's feelings, but I just don't feel like you've been sensitive to my feelings. And for some reason, the people who sit around you.
So if Rose, and this is just this is a Socratic method. If you don't know what the Socratic method is, it means just to ask open questions, which there are no wrong answers to. Okay? I just want to make sure that's clear because I feel like a lot of stuff happens over here and people get a little confused. So, and this Socratic method of questioning, I'm going to ask you guys. If Rose stated that she told her audience that therapist was never a cash cow to me, then did she explain to her audience that recording of her and AP's live discussing how, like, it sounded like trick talk, right? Like, oh, she gonna come in here, she gonna trick on me, she wanna do. Did she explain that recording prior to saying she wasn't that's the only thing I'm asking, because I don't know. I don't really have a sound answer to it. That's why I'm asking you guys, right? So, like, was this after the recording was released, when Barb released it, or is this before?
Don't feel the need to relay those messages to you or
screen
record me speaking highly of you, even when me and you was beefing. Did I call you a narcissist? Yes, because I also said it to your face. I said that you was manipulative to your face. And I also said it to you in messages before I publicly said it out loud. I told you first.
She explained it? Okay, thank you, Goddess.
I said that you never heard me say out of my mouth to you first. And that's the problem that I had.
Okay, so thank you. Thank you, Lupin.
Except for the Barb's recording. I didn't ever say anything.
Except for what?
Except for the Barb's recording. I didn't. You have never said any of those things to my face.
You sat in a couple lives where I said
in there.
You have been in spaces where I said these same sentiments to you when we were beefing. If you do not remember, okay. But to say never when other people remember you being in the space, because I remember going live and saying everything that I had to say in that panel live, and you were in the room. And I remember you saying, wow, that's how you feel? Okay, then you went live. And then you started dogging me out when you were live. We were both going back and forth, therapist. It was never a one-sided thing where I was just dogging you out and you was just innocent. We were both going back and forth. And then I said, you know what? I'm not doing this. I'm done. And I stopped. And you went on for maybe one more week, and then it died the fuck down. That's what happened. We were going back and forth.
There was no going back and forth.
You had a backup page, and I even showed screenshots of the backup page that you came in on, therapist. Please.
You didn't see the backup page in your room. You saw it in no comment.
Because you went in you came into my live on a backup page that was titled Janine. You came in on a backup page. That's how we knew it was you, because we had the screenshots of you in the spaces, not only in someone else's space, but also in mine. And I showed those. So I don't like the fact that you're forgetting that I know that you have another backup page that you came in on.
I know that you have a backup page. Everybody knows I have a backup page.
So the idea that you weren't in the space, you came in. Did you stay? You may not have stayed, but you came in on that backup page and you heard me talking cash money shit and you went live. And yes, you were blocked on your main page, but not the backup page. And I didn't know about the backup page until someone screenshotted and said, this is therapist on her backup page. I said, I don't believe it. They zoomed in, showed me the picture, and then your name being I'm not that therapist or not that therapist. So we knew it was you. It was the same kind of tag. We were both going back and forth. If you don't remember, okay. But to say it never happened is wild, because people remember me and you going back and forth and you going live.
Our definitions of dragging are different. I think that's part of the
They're just talking to each other
breakdown, because I wasn't name calling you and
it's from yesterday.
Speaking down on you as a person. I was just, saying,
less
hey,
than 24
this is
hours
what
ago.
happened. This is how I felt. This person call me a narcissist, but wouldn't that be a narcissistic trait to blah, 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 whatever? You know, that was 4 months ago now at this point. So I apologize for the things that I said. I don't have to, you know, I don't feel that I need to try to make people.
Y'all, be back. Tap the screen. It's 1,200 of you niggas in here. Don't make me call. Let me go down the list. Juanita, K. Rich, Leslie, Kels, Kronk, Shaded by Slay, Madison. It's Bree_Z, Michelle, Melissa, KK's backup. Huh? I'm gonna call all you out, okay? Okay? Tap the screen. Shut up. Okay.
Believe that I'm right.
Help me hit my live goal.
Or anything like that. My whole thing was I genuinely cared about our friendship. You know, what people do on TikTok, what people say on TikTok as outsiders looking in, that's their business. I'm not concerned with that. I thought, and that's what I was saying, I'm like, which is the real character? Which is the real person? The person that was talking Cash Money shit about me, calling me ugly, calling me this and that, is that the real person, or the person who I met in person? Is that the real person? Which one is it? And that's where I'm confused. For me, you see me be consistent, even in the wrongs that I've done. It's been consistent, right? So I haven't.
No, I have not seen you be consistent in your wrongs. I'm not gonna lie to you. I have
Thanks,
not seen
Alex.
you be consistent.
Thanks,
Now,
DMP.
the thing that's bothering me, right, is the fact that you're harping on statements I made when me and you were beefing, when me and you were going head to head, when me and you were both equally talking shit about each other, both having something to say about each other in a negative light. You're holding that because you feel like that justifies how you're feeling right now. It takes away from what truly had transpired with this Towelgate thing. The fact that you've deflected from what happened in the car, which is the actual problem, not the towel. It's what happened in the car, which is the actual problem. You've now deflected to, well, you said something in March, and someone had a screen recording of you saying this thing in March. Okay. And then for some reason, you didn't acknowledge the fact that me and you were at odds in March, equally at odds, not one-sided, until people had to bring it up to you, and then you acknowledged and admitted, yes, we were beefing. That is where the problem lies. The way that you have spoken to me and who I am as a person makes it seem like I just attacked you and came for you for no reason. Makes it seem like I just had this underlying issue with you from day one, which is not the case and has never been the case, because I never had no problems with you up until that situation where you claimed that I held a space for people to just attack you when the screenshots proved that that was never the case. That is where the problem lies, and you're holding on to that and trying, and it gives off that you want me to look like this terrible person to you. And then you're using the videos that people played for you as fuel to push this narrative that you have never wronged me or that you have never done any wrong. In the midst of this entire situation happening, you have rarely spoken to the statements that you said when you first hit the live button after I left your home, when you were talking about how you would have felt if you were in my shoes. Why haven't you spoken to those statements to acknowledge that, yes, my feelings are valid? You haven't really spoken to those for real. In fact, what you've spoken to is everybody else's statements about who I supposedly was to you when you've met me in person. You felt my energy in person. You see me defend you. You see me go to bat for you. You see me do these things for you. Even when you thought that we were at odds, I was still having your back. So you want me to put your feelings before mine. And that's not how that go. Have I acknowledged that you were hurt? For sure. We acknowledged that when we first had the conversation. This is the things that people do not know in public, that we had these conversations in private. And I validated your feelings privately, and I validated your feelings publicly. But you didn't feel that it was enough for you because you were embarrassed. And I understand. But to act like I never validated your feelings, that is
Matrix.
asinine. And that I'm not comfortable with. I'm not okay with that.
I want to hear.
And
I want to hear the therapist talk. Does she get to talk? Did anyone watch this? Does she get to talk?
I don't know what to do about that because those are things that I haven't heard. I mean, yes, you did. As far as the comments that you, there's some things that you have said in private, yes, that do, but they did not directly speak to the things that happened publicly, right? You're saying you didn't mean, or you were saying what you said in March out of anger. Okay, cool. Does that take away from the fact that that still hurt me? No, it doesn't. But does that mean that it's worth healing from? Yes.
I'm not wearing a bra.
Right? As far as taking your feelings into consideration, I understand how you felt, right? I understand that you may have felt unsafe. Like I said before, publicly, I understand that you may have, both of our anxiety was really high, but we're not talking about me, we're talking about you. Your anxiety was high, right? In that situation. And
hey, Lanoko.
It was just a lot of emotions going on. And I think in the moment, both of us, me included, was only worried about our emotions, right? As much as we may have wanted to be empathic to each other, it wasn't happening because we were both on.
Yes, I also got the recordings of Therapist and Trina. That one was a doozy. I got it too. Don't you worry, I got it.
And high
hey, Queen.
Fight or flight mode, because of the things that was going on. I felt like we could have had a conversation about that. You did not, right? I'm a person that communicates, you know that. But I understand there are times where you're not able to communicate. But as far as, the towel situation, I'm going to just go through all three things.
Hold on. Before you go through all three things, I do want to acknowledge that, because I said, if you want to make amends, it has to be just as loud as the things that you said in public. You told people that I was being extremely aggressive to you and I was screaming at you in that car the entire time. You painted me out to be the aggressor the entire conversation. And that was harmful to me. Why did you do that?
Because I being loud for a majority of the time. Yelling at me.
Thank you, plate lady.
Majority of the time. Yelling the entire time? No. But when you were saying things like, you gave me a dirty motherfucking towel, and this is your part, saying all of that, yes, I did start to shut down and detach.
So, and this is where I have a problem, right? This is where I have a problem, because it's the fact that you pick and choose what you want to speak to me supposedly yelling at. Why didn't you say that I was also triggered, and I told you I am triggered, and to leave me alone and to stop talking to me because you kept triggering and poking me?
Now that's interesting, because Rose just stated that she said that she basically said you lied and told people I was yelling at you. When that therapist mentioned the anecdote, well, this is the point where you yelled, Rose follows up and says, well, I was triggered. Friend. Did you forget you yelled at that lady? Triggered or not? Did you forget you yelled at her? You gave an anecdote. She followed up with evidence. Okay.
Why are you not speaking to the fact that when I actually yelled, it was me telling you to leave me alone? Why do you not? Why don't you speak to that? But you claim that I yelled at you about a dirty motherfucking towel. Why don't you speak to that part though, therapist?
I can't.
You said you what?
I can't. They won't be able to.
Okay. I would like for you to acknowledge that me screaming was me telling you to please leave me alone. Because you kept talking and kept poking. And when you spoke to me being this aggressor, you never acknowledged the fact that you were actively disregarding every boundary that I had set in that car before I got to a point where I was extremely triggered, where I was no longer receptive to anything else that you had to say to me. You didn't speak to that. The way that you say that you want to humanize yourself, when it was fitting for you, you dehumanized me to fit a narrative for you. That is hurtful. You didn't acknowledge Rose was actually triggered. Now in hindsight, I'm thinking about it. Yes, she did tell me that she was triggered. She did tell me that she couldn't take it no more. She did tell me that to stop talking to her, and I did keep talking to her because I was worried about my feelings. She did tell me to stop. She did say, you didn't acknowledge that. You dehumanized me to humanize yourself.
When it comes to triggers, right? So when people say, I'm triggered. I think it's an interesting aspect in human psychology, because it's like, how do you manage your triggers, right? Like you have to, I got nail polish on me. I'm picking my nails. You have to basically manage your boundaries, manage, where you're at, because no one can manage your triggers except you, right? But then you include family and friends, right? Like, you're my friend, and so I'm telling you my triggers, and you should honor those things by not triggering them, right, in me, because you're my friend. But at the same time, though, too, like, should we all be, this is just all, again, these are all open-faced questions, there's no answer. Should we all be able to manage our triggers better? Right? Like, you're in a car and someone's talking to you and you ask them, please don't talk to me. But they're like, well, this is my motherfucking car. I'm going to talk. You ain't even got to respond, but I'm going to talk. So is it fair to say that therapist should have honored that and just not talk to her? But also is like, therapist is driving. It's her car. She's got to turn around. Like, should she be able to blow off steam? Like that, it seems like it's an interesting dynamic of where triggers are triggered and whose responsibility is it to not trigger them,
To make yourself more valid and your feelings more valid. And that's what's hurtful to me. That's what's painful. And even in the conversation after it, following it, right? Speaking about it after the fact, you still dehumanized me. Because I can understand in the moment, me and you both being triggered, me and you both feeling away, me and you both being hurt, me and you both feeling something. But even after the fact, I was...
This is Rose and that therapist.
...so dehumanized. And that wasn't fair to me. So I'm a mute.
All right. So, I don't know that rehashing the details of exactly what happened and when is going to be helpful, but all I can do is take responsibility for my part. That's all I can do at this point. So I apologize for not acting faster in the car when you could have been scared, you could have been triggered, anxious, all of that. I apologize for not acting faster. I apologize for letting what was going on with me internally outweigh what was going on with you internally. I apologize for that. I apologize for going live and talking subliminally about you when I should have waited. That was my own a lack of emotional regulation, right? And I apologize, even though it's not about the towel. The towel is the catalyst. I apologize for not double checking. I do. Because that would not have been, like I said, you had clean sheets, a bed nobody's ever slept in, pillows nobody's ever slept on, clean, everything was clean. Yeah, that hurt me that I made that missight, right? But it didn't hurt me for me, it hurt me for you because I wanted you to be in a comfortable space. So I'm sorry for the amount of discomfort that I exposed you to. I recognize and realize that I made you feel uncomfortable and probably a slew of other things, right?
Easy, Monet.
But that's all I can do at this point is genuinely apologize for that. I'm just not the type of person that can be okay with knowing that I've harmed somebody, whether I meant to or not. So, that's all I can say is that I really and truly apologize about how I hurt.
So, I apologize for letting my emotions get the best of me in March and dragging you. I wasn't aware that it would hurt your feelings to the capacity of which it did in this present tense. I apologize for asking those 3 series of questions instead of just telling you the towel was dirty and it smelled. There is no justification for it. As I told you when it happened,
What you're listening to Rose do is called mirroring. I want to be clear about that because I want to make sure we're clear about what you're listening to. What you're listening to is Rose mirroring, right? The therapist's apology felt heartfelt, right? Because, how her house is perceived is a reflection of her, right? She's very sensitive to the fact that what she puts outward is perceived inward, right? So she's it's a heartfelt apology. The reason why I know it's mirroring is because Rose didn't accept the apology when it was given. She was like, you know what? I really appreciate you saying that. And I accept that. And let me apologize to you. She just immediately went into apology. She just immediately went to apologizing. So she was mirroring what that therapist was doing because she can see an overwhelming support, right? She witnessed the therapist's emotions and she is attempting to mirror them like, oh, is that what you're supposed to do? Yeah. But it seems as though it just doesn't, it's not coming off as genuine as you may think. To me personally, I don't think it's genuine. I think it was a mirror. It sounded like a mirroring effect. Like, oh, you're apologizing? I apologize too. I do. I apologize for all this stuff. Instead of saying, you know what, therapist, you didn't even have to do that. But you know what, I accept your apology. And it was over some dumb fucking So I just wanted to make sure we clock that because that just seemed very interesting.
Didn't know how to say it because I knew that you were trying to make everything.
Jovan and Genty. I got Jovan's screen recording, but I didn't do anything with it. I didn't listen to it, but I have it. Jovan and Genty, they broke up. When a heart breaks up. Aw.
Perfect. And it would take away from you trying to make everything perfect. I didn't know how to tell you. And that's my fault. I shouldn't have been walking on eggshells to just express some simple shit. I also had to